Hi everyone, welcome back to the IT and Psychology YouTube channel. Today we are going to be starting with the exercise solutions for the first chapter of Psychology 12th grade, Psychology, a scientific discipline. Here we start out with the first question. Choose the correct option and complete the following statements. Till 1879, psychology was a branch of physics, philosophy or physiology. So the correct answer here is philosophy. Next we continue to the second part of psychology is a dash science. So we all know psychology is a social science. Third one, dash is considered as founder of psychoanalysis. So if you would have seen the previous videos for the that had the explanation for the concepts and the theory part of our chapter, the answer to this is Sigmund Freud, option C. Here we continue to match the pairs. Here I've jotted down the solutions for you. So here we have the answers. Structuralism matches up with Wilhelm Wundt. Second one, functionalism matches up with William James. Behaviorism matches up with John B. Watson. And cognitivism matches up with Ulrich Nieser. Furthermore, we go to state whether the following statements are true or false. The first one being psychology is a study of mental process. So here the answer is false. Second, case study method is quite often used by clinical psychologists. False. It is only used by clinical psychologists. An experimenter is a person on whom the experiment is conducted. False. He is the person who experiments on the person. Here we continue to answer number 4 in one, that is answer the following in one sentence. First one being, in which year was the first psychology laboratory established? So here the answer is, it is 1879. So you do not have to write only 1879. Here it has been written, please write answer the following in one sentence. So we'll write, the first laboratory for psychology was established in 1879. Second one, we have who is considered as the father of American psychology. Here the answer is William James. You don't need to write the answer here in 2 words. It has to be a sentence. So the answer here would be William James is considered as the father of American psychology. Question number 3. What is meant by an experimenter? Here, a person who will be conducting this experiment is an experimenter. So I'll wait here as you take a screenshot for the answers here. And secondly, I'll be giving this PDF on the group on Telegram. And if you have any doubts relating to this, please reach me out on Telegram. Question number 5. Define the following concepts. The first one being replicability. So the answer we have here is replication means reproducibility of scientific knowledge under the same circumstances stated anywhere and anytime. Replication assures the reliability of results, and it enables in establishing a scientific theory. So just see the answer here and interpret it to your understanding. Second here, in the second question we have here is the correlation coefficient. The correlation coefficient. There are certain scientific studies which make use of correlation as a statistical tool to understand the relation among variables. Such studies are called correlation studies. Correlation is a statistical tool used to measure the relationship between two or more variables. If the change in one variable appears to be accompanied by a change in the other variable, the two variables are said to be correlated. And this interdependence is called correlation. The extent of correlation between two variables is measured by correlation coefficient. A correlation coefficient is always a number between minus 1.00 to 1.00, the positive part. The sign plus or minus of correlation coefficient indicates the strength of the relationship between the variables. Correlation coefficient was explained in the second part of psychology, a scientific discipline. So please check that out also. And I would strongly suggest you to see my previous videos on the chapter and getting a better understanding before writing the answers for the exercise, so that you can get a better overview of what this chapter wants to reach out. The question number 6. Write short notes on the following. The first one being observation method. Here we continue to the answer. This method is a research method which is very useful in the areas where experiments cannot be conducted. It is a method in which behavior is observed in a natural or laboratory setting. Observation carried out in a natural setting is called a natural observation. An observation carried out in a laboratory setting is called controlled observation. Observation method is widely used by child psychologists, clinical psychologists, social psychologists, and etc. So this is the answer for our first one of the short notes, observation method. Please note this down as I continue to the second part, the survey method. Yeah, the second question is, please write short notes on the survey method. Here we continue to the survey method. A survey is defined as a research method used for collecting data from a predefined group of respondents. Sample to gain information and insights on various topics of interest, such as political opinion, consumers' preference, etc. Survey method makes use of questionnaires, checklists, rating scales, inventories, interviews, etc. To collect the required information. The survey method is largely used by social psychologists, educational psychologists, industrial psychologists, and etc. So here this was the survey method. Please note this answer down as I continue to the third question. Third question is case study method. So I'll just scroll down here. Yeah, so the case study method. Here the explanation gives us the case study is one of the qualitative research methods used in psychology. This method is mostly used by clinical psychologists. Sigmund Freud and Jean Piaget were the two important figures to use case study method widely. Case study is an in-depth look at an individual group or a particular event. Case study can be treated as a scientific method as it provides rich descriptive information, often suggesting hypotheses for further studies. A researcher collects information about a particular individual from multiple sources, such as parents, family members, peers, teachers, colleagues, etc. To assess the individual's current level of psychological functioning. A researcher, while using case study method, may use several techniques like observation interview, psychological tests, etc. to collect information about a particular individual. So here is the explanation for case study method. These are the short notes that the boards will be expecting from you. So please jot these down, and we'll continue to the fourth part. Let me just check what's the fourth. It's importance of rationality. So here we scroll down to our fourth part, that is importance of rationality, logical. Being a science, psychology tries to establish laws that govern human behavior. At the same time, it accepts the facts that human behavior is dynamic and complex. Some of our behaviors are commonly seen in others at the same time. Some of our behaviors are exclusive. Attaining happiness is man's greatest aim in life. While achieving this aim, every individual feels, thinks and acts exclusively. But while being happy, one should see to it that one's emotions, thoughts and acts do not get driven by irrational influences. And one should not compromise and any social norms, values and ethics for being happy. Here, the aspects of rationality comes in picture of psychology. Sciences are appreciated by society when application of scientific knowledge improves the quality of life. Like other sciences, psychology too helps in improving the quality of life by applying the concept of rationality in day-to-day life. So here's the explanation for the importance of rationality. Jot this down as we continue to the seventh question, that is answer the following questions in detail. These are the big ones. Here we start with, before we start question number 7, I would like to say that I'll be uploading the video for the reduced syllabus of psychology in a time of 1 or 2 days, as the circular that I received was in Marathi, so it will take a little time for me to translate it so that you can get a better understanding. And just please cooperate as I continue slowly. I'll just complete the second chapter as well, and I'll give you a detailed information about what all has been cancelled in our in the syllabus for 12th grade psychology. So let's continue. Sorry for the disturbance. Question number 7. Answer the following questions in detail. First one. Write detailed information of experimental method in psychology. Here I'll scroll down to the answer. Here, this is the answer. This is one of the most scientific method of studying behavior. It is the method which has assigned the status of science to psychology. In experimental method, the experimenter conducts experiments using the following steps. The first one being identifying the problem. Second one, developing a hypothesis. Third one, selecting an experimental design and standardizing the experimental procedure. Fourth one, conducting experiment and collecting the data. Fifth, analyzing the data. And the sixth one being drawing conclusions about the experiment. Here, the features have been noted down. The first feature being experimental method is one of the most objective method of collecting data. It enables accurate observations in controlled conditions. Experimental method helps in finding out the cause and effect relationship between two or more variables. The findings of the the experimental method are verifiable. So here we continue down to our second question, that is explain some of the challenges in establishing psychology as a science. Psychology in pre-paradigmatic state. In contrast to mature and natural sciences such as physics and chemistry, psychology is younger and a social science. Though psychology is considered as a science, according to the philosopher named Thomas Kuhn, psychology is still in a pre-paradigmatic state. So here we continue to the second point, issues related to objectivity and validity. Some areas of psychology such as personality, leadership, creativity, emotions, attitudes, etc. rely on soft research methods such as surveys and questionnaires, etc. Methods such as introspection and psychoanalysis are inherently subjective. Psychology, to some extent, falls short on the external objectivity and validity. Here we continue to the third point: issues related to predictability and implicability. Sorry, replicability. A major goal of psychology is to predict behavior by understanding its causes. In psychology, making exact predictions is difficult as people, let me just scroll down, as people respond differently in different situations. Human behavior is more difficult to study than particles and chemical compounds. Question number 4, point number 4, objectifying humans. Some existential and humanistic psychologists from within the field criticizes that by by subjecting the human behavior to experimentation, psychologists objectify persons since it treats human beings as things, as objects that can be examined by experiments. Psychology is sometimes portrayed as dehumanizing what is most essential about a human being. Here we continue to the third question of our detailed answers. Explain the characteristics of rational individual. The first pointer being understanding self-interest and social interest. Safeguard your self-interest and no other's interest is almost like a slogan and rational emotive behavior therapy. Rational people understand what is self-promoting and what helps them to grow, and they take responsibility of making those choices. But at the same time, they take care of not violating other person's rights and in survival at the society in which they live. Point number 2, self-direction. Rational people assume primary responsibility for their own lives rather than demanding or needing excessive support or nurturance from others. Third, tolerance. Rational people are highly tolerant. Tolerance is the willingness to accept behavior and beliefs of others that are different from one's own. Fourth point, flexibility. Rational people are found to be healthy individuals. Rational people tend to be flexible, unbiased in their thoughts and actions. That means that they are not one-sided. Fifth, self-acceptance and self-responsibility. Rational people accept themselves unconditionally rather than rating or proving themselves, and also accept responsibility for their own thoughts, beliefs, feelings and behavior. Here we continue to the fourth question. Explain the types of correlation. There are three parts. The first one being a positive correlation, the second one being a negative correlation, and the third one being a zero. So firstly, we'll learn the positive correlation. When both variables either increase or decrease at the same time, they are said to have a positive correlation between them. In case of positive correlation, the value of correlation is found between 0.00 and plus 1.00. Here we continue to the second part, that is a negative correlation. When when an increase in one variable is associated with a decrease in the other and vice versa, they are said to be having negative correlation between them. In case of negative correlation, the value of correlation is found between 0.00 to minus 1.00. Third one, a zero correlation. When any chances in one variable brings no significant change in other variable, they are said to have a zero correlation. In case of zero correlation, the value of correlation is found to be zero. So this is your answer for the fourth question of our seventh main question, that is detailed answers. Here we continue to the fifth question, explain the key features of science. The first one being empirical evidence. Your science is an evidence-based approach to study and interpret information. Empirical evidence refers to acquiring information through direct observation or experiments. Scientific knowledge is based on verifiable evidence so that other investigators can observe or measure the same phenomena and verify its accuracy in future. Second point, objectivity. Science objectivity studies the phenomenon under consideration. Objective means the ability to see and accept the facts as they are and not as the investigator might wish them to be. Objectivity means that all sources of yeah, prejudices, beliefs, wishes, values, preferences, etc. are set aside while investigating a particular phenomenon. Point number three, scientific causality. Science claims at finding out the cause-effect relationship between variables under consideration. In a scientific study, a researcher tries to control all extraneous variables in order to find out the effect of the independent variable, the cause, on the dependent variable, the effect. Point number four, systematic exploration. Science adopts a certain sequential procedure for studying and studying a particular phenomenon. Sequential procedure includes few scientific steps like identifying the problem, formulation of hypotheses, collection of facts, analysis of facts, scientific generalization, and prediction. Point number five, replication. Replication means reproducibility of scientific knowledge under the same circumstances stated anywhere and anytime. Replication assures the reliability of results and enables in establishing a scientific theory. Point number six, predictability. Predictability is an important feature of science. Scientists do not merely describe the phenomena being studied but also attempt to explain it and make predictions accordingly. So this was your exercise for psychology or scientific discipline. The question 8 is for you guys to solve. It has to be on what you think about that, the topic given in the question. So here is where we end for this video. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell icon. And if you have any doubts pertaining these topics I've taught, please reach me out on the Telegram group that has been mentioned in the description. And if you want to support the channel, follow me on Patreon in the link given below. And thank you for watching. You've been a lovely audience. And one more thing, congratulations, we have finally hit 100 subscribers. So let's keep our next goal at 1000 and we'll reach it. Thank you for watching and thank you for all the support you have given me.